have to tell you, son, you made an awful proud. Thank you. The sad part of Joe's story is that if Huey has his way, the programs you mentioned tonight very easily, very likely to go off the wayside. We cannot and will not allow that to happen. There are hundreds and hundreds of other students in our school district at all grade levels, just like this young man who spoke so eloquently tonight. Is Dr. Cason proud of those students? You better believe it. I'm dadgum proud. My dad can start using another word. My dad was supposed to forgive me. And looking back and reflecting on all that happened on the last couple of months related to consolidation, I have seen so many distortions of fact during this process. Huey has made several attempts to make it appear that Valdosta City Schools is a subpar school district that can only be successful in the future by being saved by the Lowndes County School District. I don't believe that for a moment. Lowndes County is a great school district, and so are we. We should not. We should not consolidate these two school districts based on solid research. The consolidation is better now than consolidation. It's proven by research papers, research studies, one after the other. We cannot go to that route and consolidate two districts and make a district that's so large that it can't be managed. And our students fall through the cracks based on the fact that they cannot be managed. Obviously, you can tell by the tone of my voice that I don't agree with Huey's opinions or with their misstatements or additional facts concerning that school. Recently, they seem to be zeroed in on our graduation rate. They've tried to make our school district look like our graduation rate is in the low 50s or even lower than that. That's not true. That's not the case. I don't care if you use the new method of calculation or you use the old method of calculation. It's just simply not true. You should stop using it. We have a strong tradition of academic and athletic excellence that I'm extremely proud of. I've been fortunate enough to work in the school district 7 years. And I can tell you, after being superintendent in 2 other school districts, you have more going for you in this school district than you do in those other 2 school districts that I work in. And I'm familiar with and know every superintendent in this state. And I can tell you, we are the pride of the state when it comes to academics as well as athletic accomplishments. When this all first started, Huey knew full well that there were 2 methods to consolidate schools. They could either use the old 1926 statute or the 1983 version of the provision of the state constitution. Why did Huey use the 1923 statute? This answer is so simple. They knew that the Lowndes County citizens would not vote for consolidation, so they used the one that they thought would be most successful. I have to hand it to them. That's smart on their part to accomplish the goal that they want. But it's not smart when it comes to dealing with kids and providing the needs of the kids. And that's what it's all about, providing the needs. Both city and county residents should have voted on the consolidation issue because we will vote to be deeply impacted by whatever happens. Consolidation occurs if it occurs. There are so many things that we haven't considered. I keep hearing we're going to save money. When your own study, your own study shows that that's not the case. What we're not talking about are the hidden costs, the ones we just don't want to mention. That being the textbooks, how are we going to get the 2 curriculums together, the 2 districts? How many years is it going to take before we have everybody back on the same page. Is this kid over in this school gonna have one set of books and this one over here something else? Or we're gonna use a different curriculum over here and a different one over here? That's wrong. That's what's been wrong with a lot of schools in the state of Georgia and in the United States, because we're not cohesive, we're not consistent, we're not adamant about how we teach our children. So there's so many of these, both supplements, textbooks, technology, retirement accounts. Nobody has talked about those expenses. But even worse, they have talked about our funding sources. But I confirmed this afternoon with the State Department, after hearing Mr. Rush give me some information. Because our poverty rate will change when we combine the two school districts, the combined school district will lose over $700,000 annually because of the change in poverty rate in the school district. So we're not looking at hidden costs, and we're not considering what's going to happen if we do consolidate on the revenue side. And I've constantly preached about and talked about public planning power consolidation. I speak with experience, as you've heard me say before. I was in the brain when they consolidated. I was an associate superintendent. I haven't said this before, but I was directly affected by that consolidation. I worked for Brain City School, the school that gave up its charter. I've heard Pewy say many, many times, teachers won't lose their jobs, people will remain. They failed to think that through. As I said, I was the victim. I called myself a victim. I was associate superintendent. I was offered a job, but at the same time, I could stay in the brain. I was offered a job. I was offered a salary. The job was less status. I would become the transportation director. Never driven buses. Never knew anything about buses. That was the job I was offered. Father would have wrecked the kids how to do it. My pay would be cut $12,000 to $13,000. Those days, that was a lot of money. So I'm a victim of consolidation. And to hear Pewy state that our teachers won't be affected, we won't lose any teachers, they'll all have jobs, they forget to talk about RIF policies and who will be affected by those. Sure, we'll be fine to finish out the school year, but what happens in the years after that? Hard questions haven't been answered. And I think even worse than that is that there's been no plans offered by the field to facilitate the consolidation after it happens, if it does happen. There is a plan floating around out there now, but I can tell you, I've read that plan through twice, and each time I read through it, I become more upset and I guess even angry. Because the things that are proposed in that plan cannot possibly happen, and Pewy knows that it can't happen. We would love in this school district to be able to take our kids from grades from birth all the way through 12th grade. But we know full well, based on what Marty told you tonight and other indicators, that we cannot afford to do this. And it will be years and years, if ever, before we can do this. This is where the parents come in. They need to educate those children during those years. So we need to address the poverty issues, the community issues that keep parents from doing those things that they need to do. I could go on and on. We would love to fund our school or build our schools to the base size that's mentioned in that report. How many new schools would that require? At least 2 to 3 new schools. Where is that money coming from, given the fact that state building funds are almost non-existent anymore? It just doesn't work. There are good things in that plan as well, but it's pie in the sky. I don't know if you know what that means or not, but that's what it is. But I give you credit, give those folks credit for taking the effort and the time, and I admire the people who work on it. I attended most of those meetings myself. But it also rehashed things that we had already done in most school districts. And I guess the kicker that excited me most was that things that we had asked in the QE plan, we're already doing all of those things. We've been doing those things for several years. So why, once again, do we want to consolidate, dislodge kids, do all of those things that's going to impact the instruction of this school district? And we know full well that we're already doing those things and we don't have to do that about kids. There are other things, and I can go on and on with all of them. With regard to district line, I don't think the school officials been told about that either. You can't balance ratio in school without moving kids from one school to the other. It just doesn't work. You can't do it. You can't control where people live. So it's not something you can accomplish. I worry about board representation on a consolidated board. I know that the Valdosta City School District, or the geographical area of Valdosta City, we probably have fewer representations on that board. I have 5 board members now that I can work with